The federal government regulates water quality under the Clean Water Act. But what bodies of water does this act apply to? Well, the waters of the United States, or WOTUS, defines that.
And that can change depending on who's sitting in the Oval Office. There's a new rule now redefining WOTUS, which would increase federal regulation here in Idaho. Abby Davis joins us now. And Abby, a lot of people are pushing back against these possible upcoming changes.
Brian and Morgan, this revised definition is very controversial, especially among farmers. The intent is to improve water quality, but the Idaho Farm Bureau says some farmers worry about the extra oversight. Clean water is something all Idahoans can agree on.
Water quality is something that is really important to us.
But who determines what is clean? Idaho Farm Bureau Director of Governmental Affairs Braden Jensen says it depends.
The question is what falls into federal jurisdiction and what falls into state jurisdiction.
Federally regulated waters are defined under the Waters of the United States, or WOTUS. But Jensen says WOTUS isn't very clear.
It's been an issue that's been brought up from different administrations. We've seen the Obama administration, the Trump administration, currently the Biden administration.
The Trump administration created the Navigable Waterways Protection Rule in 2020, something BSU professor Monica Hubbard says would have decreased federal regulation.
So that rule never really got into effect because it was finalized not too long before the Biden administration came in.
The Biden administration recently revised WOTUS, increasing the types of waterways the federal government regulates. Various rivers, streams, and wetlands would now qualify for protection, but not just water on public land.
It kind of impacts anybody with private property and them wanting to make improvements or change anything or do any work upon that land.
Jensen says Idahoans don't need more regulation.
We have a robust state regulatory system that protects clean water in the state as well. So if it's not regulated by the federal government, it's still going to be regulated by the state government as well.
He's also concerned the new ruling would interrupt everyday tasks around the farm.
I think our farmers would have to worry about whether they would need to get a federal permit to do some of their common agriculture practices on their land.
But Hubbard says farmers can still do those common practices, since the federal government included agricultural exemptions in the Clean Water Act.
It's predominantly just, wetland area, or if they had a stream going through.
There are two lawsuits against the Biden administration's new ruling. One has 24 states, including Idaho. Attorney General Raul Labrador also signed a Texas-led suit against the Biden administration, saying this, quote, unlawful encroachment threatens the sovereignty of Idaho, and we will not allow it. And Brian and Morgan, the Supreme Court is also looking at this issue. That decision should be released in a few months.
Okay, so Abby, any of these lawsuits or what the Supreme Court is looking at when it comes to this, would they have any effect on, I guess, the timeline of these new rules?
Well, the two lawsuits are essentially just asking for a stay, so a hold on Biden's proposed rule. But the Supreme Court decision would likely clarify once and for all what waterways are protected under WOTUS. So we'll just have to wait and see what they say. And if it is contrary to what the Biden administration is proposing, then yes, that would undermine that proposed rule.
All right, it rains. Okay, Abby, thank you.